Hey folks, I'm Pengu, and I'm here with my partners at Predator Gaming to unveil some of the latest cutting-edge gaming tech. It's been a while since my last IRL video, but I'm really excited to share this with you because to me, it feels like the next big step in pushing the immersive gaming experience. And this is it, the latest iteration of the Predator Helios 300. The core model has been around for a couple of years now, but Predator upgrades the hardware 1 or 2 times a year to make sure it can surpass the needs of every single gamer. And this latest upgrade is a big one, because the technicians at Acer have worked with some of their SpatialLabs magic on it to create something that I had never seen before in a gaming laptop. And what I have for you today is the all-new Helios 300 SpatialLabs Edition. And what is SpatialLabs, you might ask? Well, you'll have to wait just a few more moments to find out. This is a beast of a computer, a transportable laptop. Whenever I'm away from my main setup at home, it doesn't feel much different than performance-wise, because the Helios 300 packs such a powerful punch and fulfills all my needs. Making a single machine, especially a laptop, do multiple intensive jobs like gaming and streaming at the same time is a very big ask, but the Helios 300 was made with that in mind. It's the ideal solution for streamers, gamers, and creators, all of which need to juggle several hats in the air. For me, 15-inch Ultra HD 4K display is the sweet spot for immersive, atmospheric, narrative-driven games. Any smaller and you can miss vital details which can impact your gaming experience. We have mini LED per key RGB keyboard with enough lighting settings to retire a Christmas tree. I can game and stream all night without any external lights and still see my keyboard inputs with no issues. It's pretty handy for those dark hours in your room. And don't forget, the 12th gen Intel processor is the heart of the laptop, ensuring a stable and high performance throughout your entire gaming experience. At this point, I think I probably need to reveal the whole SpatialLabs tech. I can only dance around the topic for so long. So, SpatialLabs is enabling full stereoscopic 3D. That's 3D without having to use glasses. The first of its kind to offer this unprecedented level of 3D quality on a gaming laptop. In previous 3D experiences, you could be playing a game, getting really into the action, and really feel it. The effect was so immersive that you would literally move your head to dodge a bullet, and suddenly the image would be broken. The only way the 3D functioned was if you stayed relatively still, which is not ideal for those keyboard-tossing moments of rage that happens to all gamers alike. But when it was stable, the effect itself was incredibly immersive, and that brings us to the Helios 300 SpatialLabs. Because SpatialLabs cameras track my eyes, I can dive into the immersion of raiding a lost tomb, take a second to admire the sparkle of a BFG firing, all the while the computer is making micro adjustments to the output to ensure that the immersion isn't broken for me, even if I'm moving my head or my eyes. So let's take a step back for a second and think about this. Sure, it's amazing for gaming and immersion in movies, but is it really that game changer that I got super worked up about in the beginning of the video? Well, I mean, yeah, it is. But the further implications are what can be done with content creation in mind. Having a third dimension with which to examine my work and make adjustments in real time is an immense prospect. It's quite literally the extra dimension to work with, and the controls are quite intuitive. I'm a gamer, not a modeler, but even I was able to find my way around the model and pull it out towards me and really inspect the project itself. But as a gamer, it is the eye tracking 3D aspect that I am most excited for. And in theory, it should work pretty well to my gameplay needs. Let me give you an example of this. When I'm racing, I can see that the car is distinctly separate from the foliage, houses, and trees. The depth here is incredible, with each element clearly and obviously its own thing. There is so much depth and detail that developers work hard to map that gets lost on traditional 2D display. In fact, even on other 3D displays, I've never seen this effect at this level before. This really shines in RPGs and action games, where you're not bombing it down a road at 150 miles per hour and can really take a step back and look at the environment around you. Throw a weapon, you can see how far it goes, like for real. It feels like you could take out a ruler and physically measure the distance if you could just reach into that screen. The 3D elements add another layer to an already immersive but beautiful game. It takes something ordinary and adds a wow factor to it. It's almost a surreal experience seeing games that you've played before in a whole new light. At first it can feel quite odd seeing things jumping toward you or experience actual depth on the road ahead of you. So what do I think? Well, to me it's kind of like a good book. You start a good story and before you know it, you're fully engaged to it. You can really get lost in the world in a way you simply haven't been able to before, and this tech is legit. Acer are going to be adding support for more and more games as time goes on. I can't wait to see what I can play next from a new dimension.